Hey guys, Mike here. Just wanted to do a quick video on the JENDE JIGS system that I received. It was actually yesterday there. Sharpened a couple knives, and what I noticed was kind of an interesting issue with this, where when I would flip the knife side to side, there was like 2 degrees difference, even a little bit more than 2 degrees from one side to the other. And I knew the knife wasn't that bad. It wasn't possible for it to be that far out of spec as far as sharpening and things like that from one side to the other. So I sent Thomas a message via Messenger. He got back to me right away. He actually gave me a call later on that night. Spent over an hour on the phone with him, kind of going over the issue, talking about the jigs and just general sharpening stuff. And what happened was kind of interesting. Like I said, it's basically a setting type issue, and I'll show you what happens here. So this part, I don't know exactly the name, but it holds the clamp arm in place here. This is all one piece. This would spin in here when you loosen. There's 3 of these set screws that you can loosen up with the Allen wrench that's included in there. So if you had these loose, this whole thing would turn. Right now this is locked in place, this is turned. But what happened is that if this is even slightly out of alignment, because the system is so accurate, you will get that difference of a fairly large margin there. What I did to correct that, and actually an easy way to check it, I think that probably the best way to check it, instead of using a knife, what I did is I set the clamp arms in equal distance from the center point here. So these are the same distance out, wide enough to house an angle cube. And then instead of using a knife, which has a taper or a different bevel and things like that, I use a machinist square. So the nice thing about this is that this stock is flat, it's true. It's easy. It's easy for a magnet to stay onto that, but there's no taper to it or anything like that. So this is very accurate. And all you have to do, once you get this, like I said, if it's off at all, loosen these. Don't get them super loose. You want a little bit of tension in there, but loosen these up so that you can move this thing. Pop this on. Pop your angle cube on. Zero it. See if this thing zeroes here. If it doesn't, it really won't matter because we'll be able to see it's the same side to side here pretty much. So 1.5 here. We flip this thing over. Pop this on, get it in the same spot. So we're about 2/10 of a degree off. So that's pretty much perfect. There's 2 issues with this. Basically what happens, like I said, the biggest thing is that it's a simple adjustment. This was just not put on completely dead nuts perfect, and you just have to move it a little bit. You loosen this up, you'll kind of move this side to side until you get the same reading on both sides. You might have to go back and forth a couple times. Second part is this spring. This is an old style spring. Thomas has got a new one out. The newer ones that are coming out will have a much stronger spring, which will kind of lock this in place better. So that's the other part of the issue here. But the biggest thing as far as the alignment going back and forth, just a simple fix with loosening these up, making sure this thing is dead centered in here, cranking it down. I probably would not Loctite this in place, although I suppose you could. But just having this set up correctly so you can go back and forth 170. Yeah, and it's pretty much dead even there. And like I said, that's without the stronger spring. The stronger spring will make it a little bit easier to just lock it in place. It won't wiggle at all or anything. It'll just kind of suck it in there a little bit better. But once you have it set up, once it's calibrated, you just do it one time and you're good to go. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot him a message or something. He's been really great as far as customer service. Like the new system and looking forward to using it some more. Thanks, guys.